views expressed in this podcast are solely those of the authors and guests of the podcast. Listener discretion is advised. Welcome to Soberless Thoughts.
I'm Mike Odenbeck.
I'm Alex Gorley.
And these are our
Soberless Thoughts.
Hello and welcome to the most riveting podcast west of the Indies. That's right. It's Soberless Thoughts. I'm Mike, the producer. That is Alex
The
Gorley. The star of the show, the captain of the fleet, Sir Alexander Gorley. Why don't you just pronounce your name Gorley? It sounds fancy.
Well, we don't say a lot of words like that.
It looks like it could be that.
It doesn't have that little tilde, that little.
I guess
that little flavor of spice over top of your top of the Y. Gorley.
Gorley.
Yeah.
Gorley.
Yeah.
I always say it wrong though.
Gorley.
Tonight we are drinking. I'm drinking the Wheezing the Juice.
Wheezing the juice.
Wheezing the juice.
It is from Mirror Twin in Lexington, Kentucky. It's a wild ale.
It says, "Hey, no wheezing the juice."
No wheezing the juice. You wheezing the juice. It is. Let's see. I can't remember what it was. It's like a fruited sour with blood orange, tangerine. What's the third one?
Fruited sour.
Yep.
With vanilla, tangerine, blood orange, and lactose.
Yes.
That means it's going to make me poop?
Probably. Are you lactose intolerant?
Maybe.
This
So there's a story behind that.
Yeah. This sounds like a cleansing beer.
Well, I drank a Rheingeist Nitro before that, which probably has some kind of something like, because that's like a...
Yeah, it's an Irish stout, so it's...
Yeah.
It would have some lactose.
Yeah.
That's what gives it that thick, creamy body.
Right.
Yeah.
And then this. Well, so here's the thing. Recently, I found out that I can't eat cereal anymore. Which is horrifying for me.
Yeah.
Because my favorite meal in the world is Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah.
And I can't do it anymore. Dude,
Yeah.
I try and eat one bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and I'm running to the bathroom.
Yeah.
But it fucks me up. And the whole rest of the day, I'm like burping nastiness. So I tried it with other brands of cereal, and it doesn't matter what I eat.
Did you try different brands of milk, like almond milk or soy milk?
And see, I'm a man.
Whatever. Enjoy no cereal.
I prefer my testosterone over, because soy milk, I don't know if you knew this or not, but it is an anti-testosterone. It like kills
Has estrogen in it.
Yeah, it kills your testosterone.
Well, I've got a theory about that if you want to go into it, but keep going.
So anyways, no, I haven't tried any different types of milk.
Right.
All we have at the house is whole milk.
Because of the kids. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, when I got a bunch of kids running around, it's got to be whole milk. I prefer 2%.
Right.
If I bought 2%, it would only be my cereal, and it'd be for milk.
Yeah.
She knows what I mean.
my dog is in the same room and it just went.
But I don't know. It's I don't want to go buy a gallon of 2% or maybe a half gallon 2% just to try it out with the milk, and then with the cereal, and then see, because then if it's still, then I'm stuck with the 2% milk. What do I do with it?
Right.
Then I got to find something to cook it with.
Right. Yeah, man. A lot of bakes, a lot of cookies. See, I don't do the soy milk for what you said. It has estrogen in it. There's actually said it's not great for men to eat that much soy all the time. It's actually good every once in a while, but almond milk doesn't have estrogen, and it's it's nuts.
Yeah.
You like it nuts.
I like the nuts.
But the here's one reason I actually buy almond milk everyone. And the funny thing is, I buy it for work. It's because it lasts longer and has a longer shelf life. So
almond milk does?
Almond milk, because it's not going to spoil. You can literally just set it like room temperature, unopened, obviously. But the minute you open it, you got to put it in the fridge.
And then it's only good for like a week.
Yeah, I've drank it for like 2 or 3 weeks after. It's been fine.
My wife will throw it out.
Well, no. But almond milk, but it also comes in a smaller container, so you could, if you're eating cereal every day.
That's true. Would almond milk be good with Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
Fuck yes.
You think so?
Dude, almond milk is it's thicker and creamier, and if you get like the sweetened, don't get the unsweetened, get like vanilla.
Oh, yeah.
And it kind of accentuates the cereal. It makes it better, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not, but it's more expensive.
It is. I'll tell you what, I actually have been eating cereal as a snack at work, and what I'll do is I'll get like a coffee cup, because I don't drink coffee, and I'll fill it like 3/4 full of cereal, and then I'll pour milk in it, and then I'll walk around with a cup of cereal milk, and I'll just sit there like, and people are always like, what the fuck are you eating? And I'm like, actually, wait, what's mine? Not Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Golden Grams.
Golden Grams.
Yeah,
okay.
I'll sit there and
That's
just
good.
tear up my mouth eating some Golden Grams while drinking this half almond milk. It's like a snack. So
what is that cereal that will cut your mouth every time you eat it?
Or Captain Crunch?
Captain Crunch, that's it. Yeah.
Little Ninja Stars?
Yeah. That's dangerous. Why do they even give that to people? That's insanity.
Because it's good for you. It has fiber and fiberglass.
It's insanity. That's a food.
Yeah.
That right there tells you that you can't trust the FDA.
Right.
You can't trust the fact that Captain Crunch exists and is on the shelves. Yeah. You can't trust the fucking FDA.
It's a torture method.
Dude, I delivered to 2 different FDA centers in Cincinnati. Just looking at those places from the outside, I wouldn't trust them. I wouldn't trust them.
Right.
Fucking.
Well, there's
like, you could get a better facility. You could get you got a lot of tax dollars.
I'm sure they all look like the place that is running experiments where there's going to be an accident and something gets loose into the city and we all now have to fight it.
Dude, you would think they don't fucking do experiments. There's no experiments going on there.
That you know of.
There's nothing going on there, man.
Yeah.
It's just there's a whole bank of offices. Like, there's this, today, I was at this place today. There was this whole row of windows of offices, right? One fucking lady sitting in there.
Yeah.
One lady sitting in there at all these offices. And it wasn't like it was lunchtime.
Right.
It was like 10 o'clock.
Well, they're all busy in the underground bunker.
Uh-huh. I see how it is.
Yeah.
I see how it is.
My theory, though, is with the soy and the estrogen. So it's the same thing as, like, it's the opposite of like steroids. Like, when you take steroids and you're taking all those testosterone boosters, what happens is your body will shut off its own testosterone, and because you're filling the void with synthetic testosterone, but then your body will naturally produce more estrogen. So the minute you get off your testosterone, your estrogen goes through the roof because your testosterone bottoms out, which they balance each other. And then that's when, like, bodybuilders and shit like that will grow like tits and, like, you know, get very, like, emotional and stuff like that.
Yeah. That's what happened to me.
I was talking with the guy I work with who's a vegan who eats a lot of soy stuff with estrogen, and I go, you would think it's the other way around, that you're killing your body's natural ability to produce estrogen. So your body is actually producing more testosterone to level out the levels of estrogen.
Yeah.
But the only way this works is if you just stop eating all that damn estrogen, and then your testosterone will go up, and then you go work out and get fit.
But you can't do that because literally everything that we eat and have has some fucking estrogen in it.
Oh yeah, well, the water has a ton of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and water's in everything.
Right.
Water's in the beer.
Right.
Like, so.
Oh yeah, well, beer has estrogen in it too.
Yeah.
Like, not just the water.
Right.
So.
Fucking crazy. That's what happened with me, dude. I got off the steroids. Look out.
Yeah.
I used to be just... You can tell. And then now I got... And I cry.
Yeah.
Every time a fucking angel comes on the radio. Sarah McLachlan gets me every time.
Yeah. Dog commercials.
I can't help. Feel like I need to go into a women's restroom.
I mean, go where you feel.
I feel the need.
Yeah.
Alex, would you... This is actually something I wanted to talk about. Would you ever use a women's restroom?
I mean...
I have done it.
Well...
Several times recently.
I was going to say the question... the basic... Like... Are you as... Like... That's a wide variety question because it's like, am I going because like I feel like I need to be in there, or did I go into a shitty convenience store and the men's is full, or like it's been destroyed by someone before me and they got a biohazard sticker on it and I'm about to shit down my leg? Yeah, I'm gonna go in the women's restroom and destroy that toilet, write my name on the wall and go, Alex was here, sorry, and then I'll wipe the seat and wash my hands and get the fuck out. Because I'm a gentleman.
There's times where I just need to wash my hands.
Yeah.
Like I pull in it because I live on the road. So I pull into a gas station and I need to wash my hands if I'm going to eat lunch or whatever.
Right.
And somebody is clearly in there taking a big dump in the men's room. And I'm like, come on, I'm not sitting here for 20 minutes just to wash my hands.
Right.
So I just mosey on into the women's restroom and wash my hands and jet out of there.
Right.
Or maybe I do have to take a piss when I go in there and I'll take a leak in there. I'll be courtesy and wipe the ring if I leave a little, and I'll put the seat back down,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm nice about it. But I've never felt like I shouldn't be in here.
Yeah.
I've like, and I was thinking about it today, like if I came walking out of here, because I did it today actually, if I come walking out of here and there's like a woman standing because she tried to get in and the door was locked.
Yeah.
And then she's like, what would I say?
Yeah.
And I thought about it, and I think what I would say is, because 9 times out of 10 they're not going to say anything.
Well, yeah.
But if she actually said something to me like, oh, hey, that's the women's restroom, I think my response would be yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Don't you know what you're talking to? Get out of my way. Excuse me. That would be my response.
Yeah.
That would totally.
I think it's different.
I think I would turn around and look at the door and be like, "Oh shit, I didn't even realize."
Right. And be like, what? Well, I think it's also different for a single stall, like you in the room, just you, gas station bathroom. It's not like you're walking into one of the larger, like a stadium one where there's like 10 stalls.
Oh yeah.
And they don't have the piss trough.
Yeah. I'm not walking into Buc-ee's restroom.
Right. Like,
have you been to Buc-ee's yet?
I've never been to Buc-ee's.
You haven't been to Buc-ee's yet? We're filming our next episode live at Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
No, we're not.
In the parking lot?
No, in the restroom.
Yeah.
The women's restroom.
How's it going?
Just bring the fold-out table and sit down.
How long before the cops are called?
Dude, it'd probably take a minute for them to get there. I'm sure they'd be immediately called.
Oh, yeah.
But it would security, some kind of not. I doubt Buc-ee's has security.
Yeah.
But they probably have a manager.
Do you think? See, but here's the funny thing: because of the social climate and the everything that's going on with like gender and sex and fluidity and all that good stuff. Like, do you think though, when they call and someone goes, there are 2 men in the women's restroom, and then do you think on the other end they go, but do they identify as men?
Well, they'd have to be more specific,
right? But then because that's where like the cops have to be careful,
right?
Like we're not trying to offend anybody.
Well, that's probably what the cops would say is like, be more specific.
Yeah.
like, what are they doing in the restroom?
Of course, the men, they go, I think they're on their computers with cameras. They'll be like, we'll be right there.
Well, they set up a table.
Yeah.
And they got microphones and cameras, and they're talking. I think it's a podcast.
Yeah. Weird place for a podcast. Our next episode will be live from the county jail.
Man, that'd be cool if they let us do that, though.
What, do a podcast at the county jail?
Yeah, while we're locked up.
I mean, as work release, trying to show like the good side of like.
Wait a minute. Is there an actual law that says that we can't do that?
What? That we can't podcast in the jail?
That we can't podcast in the women's restroom?
Oh. Probably.
I doubt it.
You don't.
Is there a law that says that us as men, we can't go in and use the women's restroom? I don't think there is.
I don't know about the laws. The issues would be the cameras and recording equipment, because
it's only on us. We'll zoom out all this.
But like, there's like certain states have laws. Like, I remember seeing this. I think it was like an episode of CSI or something. So I don't know if it's actually real, but they were talking about like they caught some pervy dude like around the mall, like videotaping women, and he. Like, they were like, we could lock you up for this, this, and this. He goes, no, you can't, because I didn't get anyone's faces. I was just like, I remember sitting there thinking, like, damn, I never knew that. Never would have considered.
So there we go. Downward angle on us so we get nothing but feet behind us.
We'd make millions. You know how much feet go for on the internet?
Dude. I don't see it being a problem. Fuck. Like, I honestly don't think that there's a law that says that men can't be in the women's restroom.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be just the law. It'd be like we might not get charged with that. We definitely get trespassing. It'd be whatever the business would be, because they would decide what's appropriate or not.
Yeah,
and refuse.
We might get fired from our jobs when they find out about it.
Yeah, that would be the big one. Fired from jobs, family members not look at us, or just look at you like, the fuck were you thinking? Like, I don't know.
It was for the podcast.
It was for the podcast, bruh. Like, you know, it's what the audience wanted.
It's what we did. Yeah. We'll do it. All right, we'll do a Twitter poll. Nobody's on our Twitter.
Yeah.
So we'll do a Twitter poll. It says, should we record live in the female restroom at Buc-ee's?
Yeah, no.
Yes or no?
Yeah.
And we'll leave it up until we get a vote.
Do you think it would take more time if we had set up in the men's restroom?
I don't think they'd call at all if we set up in the men's restroom.
Just guys walking by and just like...
I don't think anybody'd call.
We just have a lot of like...
We could do a full episode. Dude, we could do a full fucking episode and probably have a dozen guests.
Like truckers walking by. Hey, what y'all doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guarantee if we set up a third camera in Buc-ee's men's restroom and just set a chair there and with a little sign on the back of it like, be a guest on the podcast. Dude, I guarantee you we would have a line of people waiting.
See, that sounds more fun to me. It's just to see how long... Because I guarantee you the response would be different too. Like, we get the cops called on the, like, if we're in the women's, the men's, the manager goes, hey fellas, you can't do that in here. And be like, oh, we didn't know that. And he'd just be like, you guys are idiots, leave. And we'll be like, okay, sorry.
No, you knew.
Yeah. The response would be way different.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But it would be great.
I know. I'm sitting there going like, that one, I would actually have fun. Or if if somehow you could talk like in a, God, because one of the most horrifying places in a bar is the men's restroom.
Here's what you don't understand about Buc-ee's restroom.
Yeah.
Because you've never been there. It is the most beautiful, amazing place ever. It is massive. There's like 500 fucking stalls. Yeah. It's ginormous. Dude, like, this entire basement area here is like just like the gathering room of like where you walk in. And there's just this giant open area and there's like all stalls on that end, and all like concealed, like perfect privacy walls in between all the urinals over there.
Wow.
And like 500 fucking sinks, dude, and then everything's like marble and just fancy and beautiful. Dude, it's nice. I walked into the bathroom in there and was shocked and didn't want to leave.
Right.
And they even have like you know how they have like the little things that cover the gaps in the stall?
Yeah.
They got those even.
Oh, wow.
So nobody can even see into the stall.
That's the best part, when you're sitting there on the crapper and you see that eyeball come out of nowhere and like look in and look out, and you're like, all right, if he does it a second time, it's weird. The best is like catching eyes with somebody. And now you're sitting there like, make your move.
You've worked in different like warehouse type places. Have you ever had a bathroom stall where like people would intentionally take a giant long strip of toilet paper and hang it in that crack to cover that crack so nobody could see in there? Dude, I had a couple different places I worked where people would intentionally do that. Would like stuff a little ball of toilet paper with like a giant, like, I mean, fucking 4 feet long, hanging, and stuck it in there so it perfectly covers that crack so nobody can look in there and see them and see what they're doing.
Yeah.
Every time I walked into the bathroom and saw somebody had done that, I would reach over top and just yank that toilet paper back like, ah, what are you doing in there?
Yeah.
I'm like, hey man, what are you doing?
That's funny. The last warehouse type place I worked, it was not, it was more like a dude's locker room. Like there was no, I'd been like, if you go in there crapping, you're more likely just to get a horde. Like everyone's like, hey man, Alex is in there taking a shit, and then like, okay, and then they'd all come in the bathroom, because it was the way ours was. It was our locker room and then a door, and then the next room had like 3 urinals and 1 crapper. Right, yeah. For a warehouse of dudes, right? So when one person was taking a dump, if they didn't go to one of the other hidden ones, like you go in the office or go to the private one in the back in like the bar, like we had like a bar area, and then there was like a trucker bathroom, which was disgusting and break in case of emergency. But this is like the only one everyone used. Well, you would be more likely to have like the entire crew on the floor to walk in and then just all be hanging out while you're in there crapping, and they're all talking like, hey Alex, how's it going there? It's going all right. Bloop. And then next thing you know, they're all just like cutting up, but like there was no privacy. We'd fuck with each other. Of course, it got weird when like people would sit in there and talk to you, or people would sit there at the door and talk to you while you're taking a piss, which I always thought was interesting. They decided to get like a cleaning lady, and they got this little Haitian woman that she spoke like broken English, but French, and there was a guy that actually was from France, so him and her would always chat. But she would clean the locker rooms, but like she'd be in there cleaning like the sinks and the whatever, and like you're like, I gotta piss, and like you'd go in there and pee or take a dump, and she might be standing in the room when you come out, and you're just like, hey. But she obviously she'd never use it, but it always felt like she was always in there when I was taking a piss.
Yeah, good for her, man.
Yeah,
she just needs entertainment, just like the rest of us.
She was a little bit older woman, but yeah, whatever.
She needs.
We didn't
care.
She didn't care. It was just some of the shenanigans.
She just needs a little entertainment.
Yeah, I mean, I think I talked about her. We had a shelf in there that was full of like, we made it to be like I don't know, it was all a joke, and we brought shit from home, and we had like self-help books and potpourri and incense and massage oils and like smell good shit, like a whole shelf of like beauty like just random shit. We all had candles, yada yada. And it like, we just kept adding to it, and we had a picture frame of the owners of the company in the middle of this like beauty shrine that got drawn on every day. We had a erasable marker to the right of it, so
okay.
Yeah.
Sounds fantastic.
It was until they came. the owners came to the warehouse, and one of the upper management walked in there to take a piss and saw that someone had drove like devil horns and like pitchfork and like some kind of bubble thing, and he flipped the fuck out. He goes, "Why the fuck would they're here?" And they're like, "Yeah, but we had hit it." And then they left, and we put it back, and then that's when you saw it.
Yeah.
So we had a talking to.
Yeah, I mean, that's all they can do is give you a talking to at this point.
Yeah.
It is what it is,
Yeah.
what it is, what it is.
It was the same kind of thing when we got talking to about the drawing dicks on things. But
Yeah, I mean, that's just a guy thing.
I know.
It's just a thing that guys do.
when you get that many dudes in a warehouse,
Do you think if you became transgender and you had your penis cut off and you transitioned into a woman, do you still doodle dicks? What do you think?
that is a profound question.
That's drinking and thinking.
I know. Well, here's a better one. Do you think transgender people before either they realize they're transgendered or before they accept that they're before, do you think they draw dicks, or do you think that's a telltale sign that they may be transgendered? They don't draw dicks because they don't want a dick. Or
Do you draw dicks?
I mean, I have.
I've drawn a lot of dicks.
I've participated in the art of dick drawing.
I've drawn some dicks.
How do you?
I can't say that my truck right now with the dust on the back of it doesn't have a dick drawn on the dust right now.
Here's a introspective question that I didn't know was a question until I worked at that warehouse. How do you draw your dick? Side view, left side, right side, top view, bottom view? How do you draw your dick? Where are the balls located?
I typically draw my dick. I guess I would draw it usually to the right.
Yeah.
So to my right with like a curve to it. Like
Okay.
curving up. With like a big head.
Yeah.
And then come back down like a banana shape.
Yeah.
And then a big set, like one ball at the bottom. One big ball, because you're looking at it from the
Yeah,
right.
you're drawing sack.
Right.
Yeah.
So you got the one ball on the, because you're looking at a profile
Yeah.
of the penis.
Right.
A penis profile. Curved up, big head, come back down, large ball on the bottom.
Okay. I usually draw to the right, so profile, straight. For some reason, it's just
Yeah.
And I tried to give it a little bit of a umph to show that the head's there. No,
Yeah.
I don't snake it, where you just like whoop,
Yeah.
and then back down, and then sometimes I'll double ball it. Which it's not accurate, not
Right.
unless you're
It's
wearing
not anatomically
unless you're wearing a
correct.
ball thong and it's
Right.
cutting your nuts.
True. That's true.
Which we've all been there. Who hasn't had a ball thong?
Banana hammock is what I call it.
That's our next commercial. Ball thong.
Okay.
When you want to show the world how big both are, and not just a giant sack. But yeah, then I'll go boop boop. Yeah, I think that's about it. But it's always straight, that two balls,
So here's the question.
and sometimes some dribble.
It always got to add a little spurt at the end.
Yeah,
Always
mine's a couple drops. Like it's just like
I always have like a little spurt at the end. I do that. That's true. Here's the question. Is your penis straight like that? Or does yours have a curve to it?
no, yeah. I guess yeah. Thank you, Freud. No, yeah, for sure. It is more straight like that.
Yeah, see, because mine's more curved like
Got
that.
more curve. Okay.
Yeah.
And one big ball.
And one big ball.
I'm glad we're learning about
Yeah.
each other.
So there we go.
Apparently, I just got two weird shaped nuts with a seam in the middle.
Then we figured it out.
Oh, damn it. There's a guy where we had this conversation where I worked. I remember him telling me, he's like, "Oh, I like to draw top profile, like looking down."
Yeah.
I'm like, interesting. Like I was like, we had literally a discussion one day at work. It was like, like an hour before the end of the day. None of us are doing shit.
Yeah.
And there was a whiteboard, and we just all were sitting there like drawing these things and analyzing and like going over the techniques of styles of fellow dick drawers. And like the one guy was like, "Yeah, I like to draw from the bottom. So you go real down and you give it one. You got one nut on the left and one on the right. So it's really nice and symmetrical."
Yeah.
And then I'm pretty sure a manager walked by and just looked and went, "Oh, fuck these guys." And walked over there and goes, "What are y'all doing?" It's like, "We're talking about how we draw dicks." And he just like, and he like kind of like looked around and he drew his dick. He was like, "All right, that's how I draw mine." And he took the eraser real quick and wiped it off. He goes, "Get rid of this shit before anybody else sees it." That's how you know you got a cool manager.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Oh man, I do like that though. I like thinking about that the POV dick style.
Yeah. I know.
I get the POV.
It was a different angle.
Right.
Because, I mean, that's the most natural angle from our eyes. That's more of a self-portrait.
Yeah, that's what we see.
Yeah.
So then when we draw it to the right, like we were just describing, that's how we fantasize about our dicks.
Right.
That's how we imagine our dicks to be.
I just look in the mirror to the side like, all right, okay.
And that's how you...
No. Every day I get my sketchbook out. I'm like, all right, let's see, right there. All right. Oh, that's a new hair.
This time I can see a little bit more of the left ball than usual.
Right.
That's fucking crazy.
It's cold. That sack is shrinking. Looks like a little brain.
Let me ask you something, Paul. I thought you were going to be a star, man. Now's our time. It's now. 2000 and what? 19, is it? Jesus Christ, it's ticking away. Mom and Dad aren't too proud. They have high expectations, but I'll tell you, Bob, this is my time. This is our time. Grab that bull by the horns and own it, man. Today's your day. Let's go to work.
Roll up to the club in my 1964 caddy straight ready to stump. At 1:45, just a looking for fun. I said a twist for me, baby, hit a rip for me, baby. Take another shot, get lit for me, baby. Ooh-wee. It's 1:45. What you wanna do? Cocaine, country dancing to you. I think a bit of cocaine, country dancing will do. Get it going, only you can keep me rolling. At 2:45, you know what I need. Well, I'll twist for you, baby, hit a rip for you, baby. Take another shot, get lit for you, baby. Oh, hey. It's 3:45. Do we have any more? Cocaine, country dancing for you. Your cocaine, country dancing blue. It's 1:45. We've been looking for fun. It's 1:45. Oh, what you wanna do? It's 2:45. You know what I need. It's 4:45. Do we have any more? Cocaine, country country dancing with you. Dancing with you. Hey. I take a bit of cocaine. Country dancing with you.
The other thing I was thinking about, speaking of the transgenders, is how fucking thankful I am that I'm happily married right now. How fucking thankful I am. Because my two best friends are both dudes in their 40s who are single.
Yeah.
And they can't even go out on dates anymore. They can't even go out with girls anymore. They can't even do it anymore because they don't know what's happening. They don't know what's going on. They don't know who they're going out on a date with.
Yeah.
And my one buddy's like, what am I going to do? Am I going to ask them for a fucking birth certificate on the first date?
Yeah.
How the fuck do I know? Because you can't tell anymore.
That's true. That is a big debate in the trans community. Is, do you tell them straight up or do you not? And then that's the, and you know, people are like, well, they should love me for me. I was like, yeah, but you need to be upfront, like who, what, when, where, why, because it's like, it's also a safety thing for the person who's trans, in my opinion, because you don't know what their viewpoint is on the subject. So if you hide that shit from them and then they find out, like, they might lose it and view you as an equal man and then fucking kick the shit out of you, which has happened.
Or kill you.
Yes. Like,
or kill you.
Yeah. Because
I know guys who said if that happened to them, they would kill somebody.
Yeah.
And that's scary.
It is scary. So I'm like, as like a safety precaution, I'm like, please be upfront, like, of who you are. Like, that would solve all problems. And I get it. It's not the most romantic thing. And they're like, and I get it. Some people you may be interested in may not be interested in you anymore, but you will find that special someone who enjoys that.
But that leads me to this.
Okay.
What would you say on a first date? What would your these are my things that you should know about me things be if you were single right now on a first date?
Well, if I was single, see, it's different now because I'm a different animal than I was when I was, like, if I was in my 20s, I'd just be like, I drink too much, I crank it out way too much, I'm lonely. Now it's like, if I was single right now with this current situation, like, I'd, you know, like for us, I'd have to be like, I have a kid, like, for sure, because not everybody wants to have a kid or deal with that. Like, that's one, which is a problem for older people, but, like, you know,
it's at our age, it's expected,
right? But
it's expected.
It's one of those things that,
but
like,
when at our age, being guys at our age, we're probably trying to date a 22-year-old.
Yeah.
and then they're like,
somewhat. I don't know. It depends on
Wait
what
a
you're
minute.
trying to
Wait.
do.
you're trying to date
Yeah.
a 22-year-old.
Yeah.
You're not trying to get in a relationship with a 22.
Well, that's where I was like, all right, we need clarification because I guarantee you.
First of all, if I, heaven forbid, if I ever became single again, I will. There will be no more relationships for me.
Yeah.
It just won't happen.
Yeah.
It won't happen. I have multiple kids, and then I'll have. It ain't happening.
Yeah.
It ain't happening.
Right.
I will just be living life to hang out with my kids, work, pay the $5 million of child support I gotta pay,
Yeah.
keep my kids' mom happy,
Right.
and that's it.
Yeah. True. That is true. I ditto. See, I don't know. It's one of those
Every other Saturday night, you'll see me at Buc-ee's bathroom bar.
bathroom bar and grill. Yeah. Just in there, we got our own little setup. Like, hey, how's it going?
Yeah. Trying to make my side hustle.
Trying to make a living.
My side hustle.
Yeah. But that would definitely be a big one.
But I was just thinking of what is there, what do I have personality wise, or just whatever it is that I would be like, this is something you should probably know about me.
Yeah. See, you said I don't even know if I would date a 22-year-old because I don't know if I could even hang. Because
here's another
gonna be
issue.
such high energy and
well.
It's like getting a new puppy dog. You're like, ugh, I need.
Well, before I met my wife,
Yeah.
your sister-in-law, because Alex and I are brother-in-laws.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Alex and I, if you're new to the podcast, are brothers because we married sisters.
Yeah.
His wife and my wife are full-on sisters.
Right.
And that's why we know each other.
Pretty much.
Anyways, because there's always new listeners.
Right.
They got to know the aspects.
Backstory.
So anyways, before I met Mandy,
Yeah.
I'd gone out on a few dates with much younger girls.
Yeah.
And I was already in my mid-30s at the time.
Yeah.
And I'd gone out with a couple girls that were in their early 20s.
Right.
And none of those dates ever made it past the first date.
Right.
Because hanging out with them for a couple hours and just listening to them talk and listening to their perception of fucking reality, and they're and I'm like, oh. And here was the thing that I always asked them that was this is my reason why I'm not going to go out on a second date with you, was I would always say, do you remember 9/11 and where you were when that happened? Because I do. I was in college.
Yeah.
And the one girl was like, 9/11? She didn't even know what the fuck I was talking about. She didn't even know that it existed.
Yeah.
And the other girl who I was out on a date with was like, yeah, I remember that. I remember my parents talking about it and this and that and da-da-da. And I was like, yeah, how old were you when that happened? And she was like, I don't know. I wasn't even in school yet. And I'm like, you weren't even in school yet.
Damn.
I was in college.
Right.
She's like, wow. And I'm like, yeah. Wow.
Right.
Wow.
I mean, I know I've told this story, but the time I cock blocked my dentist is what this kind of reminded me of. So basically, my dentist is my brother's age, right? And my brother's 13 years older than me. So when I was in college, 21, 22, that means they're like 35, right? So same age difference. But the thing is, my dentist is like a young looking guy, always has been, very always just had that kind of young, youthful glow about him. Kind of like, he's not like he's fit, but he like did a lot of kayaking and stuff, but he wasn't like big by any means, but ripped kind of guy. But he was like one of those lifelong bachelor kind of guys, like rode motorcycles, did the kayaking thing, was a dentist, had a bank, sports car, like that's just his life, right? And I run into him at a country bar on college night, and he has got his hat like this, just slightly to the right a little bit, right? And I'm just okay, hey, I'm not hating, I'm participating. Do you? If you feeling it, like that's your vibe, get your sly on, right? So he has got this good looking girl on his arm, and they're like, cuddled up, and like he's like talking to her, and she's giggling, yada yada, and I'm like, hey, what's up, man? And he goes, hey, what's up? And I was just like, hey, man, I was just coming to see you. I was gonna do this, yeah, I was gonna make an appointment, da da da, and this girl like was listening the way I was talking to him, and I was like, yeah, have you talked to my brother? And he was like, no, I haven't talked to him in a while, da da da, we need to get together, yeah. And then like she's like, wait, how do you all know each other? And I was like, oh, he's my dentist. And she like snapped her head and looked at him, and I guess like the sobering beer goggles kind of like sobered up a second, and like she kind of like really looked at him and like looked at this nice chic face and kind of saw some like crow's feet and was like, wait the fuck, how old are you? And I see him reach over or lean over and whisper in her ear how old he is. She goes, shut up, and then walked away.
Damn.
Just, no, this isn't happening. Boom, gone. And I looked at him and I just go, I am so sorry. He goes, it's going to happen eventually. And I was like, this isn't your first rodeo. He's like, nah. He goes, happens all the time. I'll get it. He was like, I'll get another one. Dude, the dude had game. He was,
I'm just going back fishing.
Yeah,
that's all that means.
Yeah, he's just like, I like it. He's like my height too.
Just rebait the line.
Dude, yeah. I mean, he had money. It just... he had game. I gotta give him that.
I like that. Just rebait the line.
Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Sometimes you gotta cut the line.
That's right.
Sometimes the line cuts you.
Sometimes the line cuts you. That's for sure.
Right.
Dude, you're speaking of kayaking. I was just thinking about this today too. I don't know why. Like literally all the things we're talking about. Like I just thought of this today.
Yeah.
Is it possible? Are you allowed to actually kayak down through the Grand Canyon? Are you allowed to do that?
I'm sure in certain areas.
No, I mean like the whole thing.
I mean, they don't want you to know about the pyramids down there, and I know, but
that's what I'm thinking.
That's what I'm thinking. I was thinking you were going that way. I was like, are you being legit, or are we going past the... Because I've seen those videos where they're just like the pyramids in the Grand Canyon. The Egyptians were there beforehand. I'm like, what? I saw
the pyramids weren't even made by the Egyptians. You know that. There was prior civilization. Come on, man.
I know, but...
Come on, man.
But the similar hieroglyphics. I just... Yeah. Oh, well, hey. This is a good point for me to bring up one of my conspiracy theories that I came up with. That I pieced together.
Before we do that,
okay.
Would you go kayaking with me through the Grand Canyon?
Grand Canyon?
Grand Canyon. If we had enough beer.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna set that up.
Sounds fun.
It'll probably take like a week. I'm guessing.
Yeah, I don't even really understand how long kayaking is.
How long
the Grand Canyon is.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
That's why I just estimated a week.
I have canoed. I think it was either 9 or 15 miles. I can't remember.
Should we do it on a canoe or kayaks?
I like kayaks. Canoes, like... I feel like canoes are a little bit harder. It's more... I don't know. This is my opinion. I don't know if it's true or not, but for some reason, kayaks, I feel like it is... like... it's easier, like, to continuously row. With a canoe, you're going left to right constantly, and that's how you're like manipulating.
But canoes build teamwork.
Yeah.
And we could build teamwork as a podcast duo.
Well, the last time I was on a canoe, I wanted to hit the person in front of me with a fucking oar.
Well, then I'll make sure I'm behind you.
Yeah. Well, it was they wanted to get next to a mama alligator is what it was.
Oh, no, that's dumb.
Yeah. And it was doing that noise.
Okay, first of all, if we see an alligator in the Grand Canyon, we got more issues than just...
No shit. Because if there ain't just one.
No. And we're in trouble.
Yeah.
Because there's fucking dragons coming, too.
Yeah, right.
Because this is some prehistoric shit, and this is why you're not allowed to be in the Grand Canyon.
But, yeah, I'm totally down for kayaking.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, the reason I like the Egyptian thing was the good stopping point. The reason I wanted to stop, this is going to sound like I'm going to take you far away and we're going to come right back.
Okay.
Anime. Okay. Do you know why? So I just heard this. I feel like it's pretty true. You know how like anime characters are drawn a certain style?
Yes.
Like big eyes, like almost like triangle heads, like very petite noses, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Basically, what we're trying to force our standard of beauty towards right now.
Basically.
Lizard people.
You know what they actually draw anime characters to represent, to look like? Fucking cats.
For real?
Yes.
Wait a minute, it's cat people this whole time?
Thank you for coming down the crazy train with me. So that's where this started. I went, wait. So anime's actually been like this stylized is them representing cats as people, like, because they got huge eyes, that triangle shaped face, they got the petite little nose, and if you, like, their profiles are all the same, and then it's like they resemble cats. So it's like their anime is stylized after cats. I don't know if that's 100% true. That's just some shit I saw, but then I started piecing together. So if you think about it, that means a whole group of people are worshiping cats.
Yes.
And then back in the day, the Egyptians used to fucking worship cats.
Yes, they did.
And I'm like, what if it's all a big fucking thing for cat people, like the cats? And cats would be the best overlords because they really don't give a rat's ass about you. And they're like,
don't give a fuck.
Yeah, they're like, ugh. Like women, they're like, worship me. Ugh, don't touch me. I hate you. Oh, I'm the best. Ugh. I'm going to eat you. Like, they have natural leadership capabilities when it comes to like Caligula. Is it Caligula? Right. Caligula type fucking ruling.
Cats are just naturally pompous assholes.
Yes, that is the best. Yeah, that's exactly. Thank you for summarizing. You found the words I wanted to use. But then it made me think, you know what two things probably don't like each other? Fucking lizard people and cat people.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
So there's an internal beef going on behind the scenes that we don't even know about.
Yeah.
And it's the lizard people and the cat people.
The lizard people are trying to take over, and we've been worshiping the cat people to protect us.
All this time. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
I thought you would like this conspiracy. I was on the edge of my bed watching that anime video about the guy describing what anime was been. I was like, no, what? I'm fucking Charlie from sunny Philadelphia putting strings together with the fucking cigarette, like, so then the Egyptians with the cats over here, and boom, now they're in Japan and everyone worships them over there. My hello kitty. Hello to the universe.
Yeah. Dude. So much makes sense now. So much makes more sense now.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Because we do, I mean, what's the top video on YouTube?
Cat videos.
Cat videos.
Always.
We worship cats.
Always.
We always worship cats.
Followed by the crocodile hunter.
Oh. Fight the power. Plus, I've talked about this on here, but, cats have that bacteria, whatever, that makes their victims more, they tend to have more oh, what's the word I'm looking for? They do wilder shit. They're less consequence driven.
Less inhibition.
Yeah, you could say
Inhibition?
that. They like there's something in their saliva that gets in that makes them less afraid, because when you get afraid and seize up, it like when they eat something, it makes it like not taste as good. So they scratch or bite you. Like this was, I can't remember what book. I think it's something like What is in the
gives
Home.
them some kind of dopamine hit or something.
Kinda. It's same thing with humans. They actually have determined that people that have cats tend to be more risk taking. That's what it is.
Oh, yeah.
So people that have cats are more risk taking, and they think it's because either the scratch or the bites the bacteria gets in your system, and it actually makes you more less worried about consequences.
So, are cat people naturally more successful than dog people
I don't know.
in general?
Maybe. They're more likely to take the risk, but that doesn't mean if you take a risk, it's going to be successful.
That's true.
Because some people try shit and they fall flat on their face without any like forethought. They're just like,
Dan Bazarian is a cat person.
oh, he's a cat person.
And he's who I rank my success on. Like that's a 10 in success.
Yeah. That would be an interesting. That's a sociology experiment I want to see. What successful people are. Like, are they cat or dog people?
Yeah.
Like, go through all the actors and actresses, all the musicians, all the billionaires, all the business leaders, all the scientific geniuses, and see which one, like Bill Gates, Steve Jobs. What are you? What's Elon Musk? What's what's Meryl Streep?
Right. Man, this would be a great project for an intern.
Yeah. Go ask all these important people.
If only we hadn't. I'm sure you could Google it. I'm sure you could find it online somewhere.
Right.
Or just, do a deep dive into their Instagram account.
Yeah.
And see if they're posing with a dog or a cat.
It'd be like, you ever seen the Pick of Destiny with Tenacious D, where the pick, it just shows up. All of a sudden, like, everyone has like a cat, and all the, like, there's a cat running around in the background, and there's this like
Dude, I think, you know what?
Yeah.
This is what I'm going to spend my hour-long shits doing from now on, is just going through a celebrity's fucking Instagram account from top to bottom and seeing how many cat or dog pictures they have.
Yeah.
And then I'll make a list. Like, cat person, dog person, cat person, dog person.
Right.
Cat. Alligator.
Right. Yeah. Snake person. Ugh.
Right.
Ferret. Mm-mm.
Hamster.
Yeah. Those are the underground people that made their way up.
Hamster. Oh, man. There was a couple other things I wanted to talk about, but we don't have time to.
No.
We don't have time to. We're out.
Yeah.
We're out of time.
We really did a good job at tiptoeing right in the topic I wanted to talk about. So
we got there.
Yeah.
We went.
We found the opening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just zigzagged our way right into it.
Right.
So if you want to find more zigzag content like this, just go to soberlessthoughts.com. That's your one-stop shop for all of your Soberless Thoughts needs.
Yay!
You can find links to all of our social media there. You can find the links to get a shirt like this that says Soberless Thoughts on it. You can get links to the YouTube page, because all of our videos are now on YouTube, which we didn't do before. But we do now. We do
Yeah.
now. We do now. Actually, on soberlessthoughts.com, I can only put 20 episodes of videos on there at a time. So there's a few episodes on there that are on YouTube that aren't on soberlessthoughts.com. But the most recent 20 episodes, that's 20 hours of fucking Soberless Thoughts.
Fun in the sun.
Is on soberlessthoughts.com. And if you want the rest, just go to our YouTube page and it's all right there. Alex, what do we say when we get out of here?
We like to say, when you're in the skillet, you need to stay cheesy, keep it greasy, and flip on out.
That's what we say.
Yeah.